Hello, and welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. I am Adam, and across the world, across the time zone, all the way from Kansas, is my good friend and co-host, a live human being, Michael.
Hello, Adam. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. Good. I know you just got back from the great state of Florida. Did you visit your house with mice?
I was in Orlando. I was not there specifically to visit my house with a mouse. I was actually there for business, but I did spend a little bit of time on a perhaps Disney-owned property.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
As a stock owner, I say thank you. Please tell me you bought something.
I had dinner. I was at Disney Springs, so I had
Good enough.
dinner and
That's
that
good.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because they charge 3 times the price. There's a profit margin there, so that'll help. Thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate
Well, the mice are still in the house, so.
That's good. That's good. That story is funny. You and I were just randomly pedaling somewhere, and you said my other house has mice, and it was really funny. So it's just one of those moments that was definitely humorous. So, um, let's talk about yesterday. You and I were doing some show prep.
Oh yes.
And we were making fun of, who we were going to see more, the players or this little known celebrity named Taylor Swift. And so we thought it'd be funny to put out a little video, which, by the way, was viewed over 500 times, which is pretty exciting. And the bet was, we made a little bet in the video, how many times? And you said, I let you go first, and you said 11.
Excuse me. Let me set the stage.
Okay.
We bet on the fact that, how many times Taylor Swift would be seen on camera from the start of the game till the very end of the game. So that was the parameters. I said she'd be shown on screen 11 times.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
And I said 7. And when it got to 7, I told you could turn off the TV. There's nothing more to see, but you decided not to.
I did not turn off the TV. And the final count was, what is that? What was the final count?
Ding, 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 ding. It was on the money. I couldn't believe it. So that's impressive.
I knew 11 times she was going to be up there on the big TV.
Well, listen, I mean, I will personally, I'm going to give you a little applause there. That's definitely impressive. At the very last, I was texting and I was like, "Oh," and you said, "No, don't."
Yeah,
no.
That's. I was about ready to throw the flag here, because you were trying to put in that little last. It's like, well, as soon as the game was over, they showed a picture of the box and she was up there. I was like, nah, the game is officially over. Can't count it.
You hit it on the money 11 times. So for me, the game was very nerve-wracking. I probably have mentioned about 100 times, and people are tired of hearing it, but at the beginning of the season, FanDuel had this special where you could pick your outright winner of the Super Bowl. And they were taking bets up to $50, no more than $50. And that team had to win the Super Bowl. But the other catch was every time that they won a regular season game, that you would get $5 back for every regular season game. I had already got my bet back, so I was going to let it go. Except for, if anyone's ever done betting, you know that you can go into my bets and you could look for buyouts. And they were, of course, FanDuel's trying to save money by not paying the full bet off. And so I kept looking at it, and it would go from like 147 to 197. Speeding up the story, at one point it got to 247, and I thought to myself, okay, you got to check out now. I mean, this is you're going from $50 to 247. I mean, how else can you make this money this easy? And I kept going back and forth. Well, then when it became overtime, I'm like, that's it. I'm letting it go. And when San Francisco went up 3 with the field goal, I thought, oh no. And when they Chiefs started coming back and it was like 4-1, I'm like, this is it. This is how I lose my $50. Like literally like 4 minutes ago, I could have cashed out and it would have been $247. And of course I let it go. And And this time it was a success. But let me tell you, I think I probably got a lot of gray hair and aged myself over this ridiculous bet. But it did
Well, that's
pay
good.
off.
You made some money.
Yeah.
And now that'll help make up for that, $2,000 worth of losses you had in the regular season. It'll help
Whoa.
offset. I
Hold
don't
on. Where is it? Whoa. We are not listening to you on that.
Well, congratulations on the big money. I think something was said when we talked earlier yesterday that there would be the next ride. You're buying the first bourbon if you won the big money.
I definitely will buy the first drink when we get together. I think our first big event is going to be Big Brag 2024. Before we get on the bus or anything like that, when we land, and you and I have chosen to fly into Savannah. When we land in Savannah, we get a bar on me, first cocktail to kick off the season. So actually, correction, on FanDuel.
On FanDuel. So you mentioned that we're going to Georgia.
Yes.
I think there's some other news floating around out there.
It is finally official. On a prior show, you and I had Neil Glazebrook on from the LMB, League of Michigan Bicyclists. Great show. Had a lot of fun interviewing him. A lot of people reached out behind the scenes, want to know more about the League of Michigan Bicyclists, which I'm learning more, which is exciting. And also about the events that they carry. And the event that you and I were looking at were the Shoreline Ride, or rideshoreline.org. And you and I were trying to shuffle our schedules. I really hope that your family is not upset with me. You were able to shuffle some stuff around, and we are officially right here. You're going to hear this if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube. We are officially going August 3rd to ride Shoreline from Alpena to Traverse City. We're doing the week-long ride, and we've registered, and we're pretty excited about that. So if you're looking for a ride to do,
come on out and join us.
Yep. I'll do a little name drop here. A friend of the show, Armando, reached out behind and said that not only was he interested, he might curious, be thinking about coming out and doing that ride. So that would be wonderful to see him.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
So anyone who wants to join us, please. You go to rideshoreline.org and check out the website, and you can see the route and everything. If you didn't hear the prior show, just a real quick synopsis. They do a one price point for everything. You get the jersey, you get breakfast and dinner, lunches on your own, all kinds of stuff, a ferry ride out to Mackinac Island. You
get a full day. They have a rest day in the middle of the week, and your rest day is the day that you go to Mackinac Island. So if you haven't been to Mackinac Island, that there is a reason to go on this ride.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what happened there. We might have to cut that up, but we'll just keep going here. So definitely check it out, rideshoreline.org. So that is something exciting. So I also have an announcement that I would love to make. Behind me, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see a number 500 right here. If you're not watching this and you're listening to us, just picture the number 500. This is finally, after all this time, we hit 500 Facebook followers. And this is just my little way of saying thank you to all the followers. Thank you for all the people who share our stuff and comment on our stuff and like our stuff and do whatever you do out there in the social media world. So pretty exciting. 500. So pretty excited.
Okay. Got a little too excited there.
Well, I mean, we've been, since our ladies page has been over 500 per month, so we couldn't get there. So speaking of ladies, that brings me to our next little piece. If no one has ever done Big Brag, which is brag.org, you're looking for a week-long ride in Georgia. One of the things that the director there does, good friend of the show, Franklin Johnson, executive director is his official title, What they do is if you get a team of 10 or more, you get to create your own jersey. Last year, you and I had a team of 25.
25.
And that was really impressive, way beyond our dreams of what we ever thought last year. Two of the 25 were ladies, and they were kind enough to us to allow us to produce jerseys that were Cycling Women of Leisure. Cycling Women of Leisure got its legs and started. And I recently heard from Stephanie from Bragg, and I'm proud to tell you that not only do I know that we have enough to get the jersey, way more than the enough, we also have 7 ladies who have signed up to do the full week. And so our ladies team is gonna grow. But I have a challenge, and the challenge that I would love to do is I would love to have 3 more ladies. So if you're listening to us in Georgia, we have a lot of listeners, a lot of subscribers and followers, and you're a lady, and you've signed up to do Big Bragg, and you don't have a team yet, I'm challenging you to change your registration to come on to Cycling Men and Women of Leisure. Join the ladies team. I would love to get a team of 10 just for the ladies. So,
or you don't have to be signed up yet. You could just sign up.
You could sign up. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. You could sign up, and not only are you joining a team of ladies, you are also riding from Atlanta to Savannah, and you'll definitely enjoy that. It's a wonderful organization, and check that out at bragg.org. So
we had the largest team last year. We're looking at probably going to be having the largest team this year, so that's going to be exciting.
That's definitely for sure going to be.
I mean, we are lined up and getting registrations in. That I think we should be the top dog again this year, which will be cool.
It's looking that way. So, so those are my little announcements. I wanted to ask you for the 2024 season, changing any bike gear? I mean, I got out on the bike a couple times. We had some irregular warm weather here. It's cold today, but we had some 60 degrees on Friday, and we had a 52 degrees on Thursday. I got out one day for 20, got another day out for 22. And I was just curious, are you changing any gear, any technology, anything you're changing?
Yeah, I've got rid of the Bianchi, and I've just purchased a Schwinn 1976 Stingray I'll be riding this season.
Sweet. I love it.
Although that would be a really cool ride. No. I'm not changing any tech. I am getting a new helmet.
Okay.
On our What Do You Buy a Cyclist before Christmas, we had that episode, What Do You Buy a Cyclist? I had mentioned Finn helmets have these collapsible helmets, which,
oh yeah,
let me tell you, sounds a little scary. You know, you're not expecting helmets to collapse and things like that. But my wife bought me one of those.
That's cool.
Now I've received it, but I really wanted yellow. They were all sold out of yellow. So they said, hey, you know what, we'll exchange it out. So I haven't got it yet, but I'm going to be riding with that this year and check it out and see how that goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I bet you will fit on there is a Debrim.
You know, I'm sure a Debrim would fit if I was a Debrim type guy, but I don't really need a Debrim.
I mean, it takes a pretty cool guy to rock a Debrim. I'm just saying.
You know, you do you, Adam. You do you. Because see, I don't want to do a Debrim because then I'm doing you, and you do you, and I'll not purchase a Debrim. But
one Debrim nation, baby. One Debrim nation. Join us.
It's all yours, man. No.
Although it did make me feel good that you know, many years we go to Ragbri and I would be like the odd duck. Well, I'm still an odd duck, but and then you know, we went to Georgia. It was like everybody had one, or well, lots of people had one. It was more of the norm. So I felt at home with my friends in Georgia. So
not ready to go there myself. So what about you?
Yeah, you know this, but I don't know if any of the listeners and followers and subscribers know, but I have used these look style pedals um,
Oh, jeez.
for many years. And the problem with that is walking around, walk through a town of Bradbury, and especially this year with the last year, I should say, sorry, but with the 50th anniversary, you 3 miles out of town, you're walking in. By the time we get to camp every night, I have razor blades on the bottom of my shoes from the cleats, wearing down, and I kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it." Well, this year is official. I'm going to look into different pedal style and one where the collapses up into the shoe. And so look
Yeah,
at there's
there's a
two different
channel there.
brands.
There's
Yeah.
a channel, and the cleat fits inside the. You know, if I think back, there was a very intelligent gentleman that I know
Yes.
that I believe told you, I don't know, 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, that you really needed to ditch those.
I'm sorry. Were you saying something? You did tell me many,
I'm just
many.
saying that I've been telling you for years to get rid of those, because if you have
Yes.
the channel, it's easier for walking, and it doesn't wear down to that very thin, which would be great if you're in a prison or something and you need to defend yourself, but you're not. So
No, no. Thankfully, I'm not in a prison. I don't have to make a shank, so
not,
that's good.
not yet.
No, no, I'm good. So, besides that, same, using the radar for road rides, and um, definitely going to wear my debrim. I love it, love it, love it.
I'm trying
When
to
it,
get him to modernize, but he just won't listen.
listen, I mean,
I get it. It's your signature style, but maybe we're moving to a new style. Maybe Adam for, 2024 needs a new look.
no, are you kidding? That's me. That's my look. And by the way, one time we went to Georgia, I believe Perry, Georgia. We were on our way to, and the rain was coming down, and I
No,
see just fine.
what? One time, heavy downpour. I couldn't see, but you could. That one time. Just.
And last year at Ragbri was raining a little bit. I was just fine. But I will
All
say
right.
that if you get a side wind, by the time I get to camp, I feel like the night at Roxbury. Baby, don't hurt me. So,
Of course, I
anyways,
do remember the ride where you ridden 140 some miles and the wind just ripped the debris off, and you were just like, "See you later. I'm not going back and getting it."
this is true. I will admit that's true. And then the guy
The guy
rolled up
came
the camp.
riding up. Is this
Hey,
yours?
sir, this is yours. I'm like, oh gosh, now I'm embarrassed. I had a case of the and I decided that I wasn't going back for it. I just wanted to finish.
I'm not going
That year
back.
was 150 miles, and we were like 9 miles out, and I was about ready to give up, and so I wasn't going to go back for my debrim. But you know what? I believe that it's a sign that it stuck with me, that it came back to me, and so that's why I must honor it and take it to wherever I go.
Well, once you get the plague, you're kind of stuck with the plague.
That's
But you
true.
don't want it, but
That's
it's
true.
there.
That's true.
Just trying to keep it real. Anyway, what else we got?
Anyway, that's probably the only thing I'm changing this year is my shoes and pedals. So, um, actually, oh, you actually had something for us about who would we want to ride a bike with?
Oh, yes. I was doing some reading, doing some thinking, and I thought we could have some fun here.
Okay.
Who would you want to ride a bicycle with?
Mm.
Now, I'm not just opening this up for free for all. What I'm looking for is let's go with actor or actress. Would you want to ride a bike with? If you could just like hop on a bike, spend a day riding with one actor or actress, who would it be? Now,
Our actress.
see that it makes it difficult because living or dead. See that makes it there's ones that are living that I would probably want to ride with, and there's ones that are deceased that I'd probably want to live with or ride with. So,
Okay, I got it.
okay, who is it?
So yesterday when we did show prep,
Do not say Taylor Swift.
is she an actress?
Well, she's been in commercials. I guess you could make that kind of count. But if you say it, AI's coming in to take your position tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay, thank goodness.
I
You can still
when we
be
were
my
talking
friend.
yesterday, I was thinking of a sports figure that would be cool. Your favorite, Lance Armstrong. Just kidding.
Where's that censor button? Beep. Thank you.
There you go. You're welcome. For those who don't know, Michael is not a Lance Armstrong fan, so we can talk about that on
Never
another.
was, but okay, yeah, that's a later discussion.
But I had planned on I didn't realize we were going to throw it up to an actor. But
Oh well, if you want to do a celebrity,
No.
celebrity just such a big broad category.
No, I believe I'm willing to change it.
Okay, thank you.
Morgan Freeman. Only because when we come into town and he says, "We only have 7 miles left," in the Morgan Freeman voice, I would be like, "Oh, thank gosh, that's wonderful. Keep talking." So, actually, I'd be interested. I mean, Shawshank Redemption is definitely one of my favorite movies. All I picture is when he says, "Andy Dufresne crawled through 500 yards of the most foul-smelling." So, I'm going with Morgan Freeman.
Adam rode through 500 yards.
500
of
miles
the-
got last year, Breck, right?
He did. Okay, Morgan Freeman. Okay,
Morgan Freeman.
that's a solid. That's hard for me. Are we doing living or deceased or either?
Either.
Okay. Well, if we're doing deceased, I would have to say, you know what would be fun to share a day in the saddle with John Wayne
From Winterset, Iowa.
from Winterset, Iowa. It would be fun. I think could have some interesting conversations.
This bike is rough and tough.
Yeah. Pilgrim.
Let me tell you what, Pilgrim. Let's get on our saddles and ride.
So I mean, that could be fun. Could have some fun discussions, things like that. So
Well, it would be fun. When you talk about John Wayne, it reminds me of the great movie ride that used to be at Hollywood Studios at Disney World. We talk about Disney a few times here and there.
Yes.
They took it out for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I actually missed the great movie ride. It really gave you an inspirational moment, and Robin Williams was on there. Good morning, Vietnam.
That was the one that was decorated like the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
What an interesting story. When we went there before it closed, there with my family, and they were going around, and one of the other cast members just hopped on and started, chit-chatting about things and stuff. It was interesting.
Well, I'm not trying to be funny here, but I'm not trying to be insulting because you're my best friend, but you do know that the cast members rode every time.
Yes, but this was another cast member.
Oh, okay.
Just hopped on, like, deadhead ride type thing.
Okay.
So there's a cast member up, at the front of your little, I don't know, what was it?
Who turns into one of the turned into one of the other shows, either the gunfight or whatever. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay,
no. This is somebody just hopped on there. Is like, I'm just gonna catch a ride with you guys for the rest of the show. And it's like, okay, cool.
I don't know if the subscribers and followers and listeners or people who listen to us regularly realize what a Disney nut job I am. I don't know if we've ever actually talked about that, but
he is a nut job about it.
I got ridiculous history and facts, and just we go there a lot, and you and I both own a timeshare there. Not the same one, by the way, but because that would be funny to talk about.
We do own timeshare at the same resort, though.
Yeah, we do. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. But as a Michigander, being able to take a 2-hour flight and get out of the cold and good, clean, safe place. Always been a passion of mine. So
Crowds, little kids, lines.
where is that
Sounds like a good
shotgun?
vacation.
Where's that shotgun noise?
See, but people have to understand. You and I take different. Go ahead.
I don't have it.
Okay, take different Disney vacations. You go there and hang out on the resort. Nothing wrong with that. You and your wife spend your quality time on the resort, stuff like that. We go stay at the resort, and maybe we do a day at the park, but then we hop in and explore the rest of Florida. So
That's fair. I don't have any good sound effect for that. I
and
guess we're
that's
gonna move
good.
on. Yeah, I guess we're moving on. But definitely, yeah, we like the theme parks. I mean, we sometimes we do the parks, sometimes we do the resorts, sometimes we jump in a lift and go over to Universal. So we spread our money evenly throughout.
But you've never been to the Space Coast. You've never been.
I've been there. I've been right by in a cruise ship.
That doesn't count.
Huh.
Well, I'll work on him. That's okay. You know, we'll get him to see a little bit more of Florida than just from the inside of a theme park.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So okay, so mine is Morgan Freeman. Yours is John Wayne. That would be an interesting foursome.
Yes.
So another thing that you had, which I really liked, is you thought that we would. So the show was growing some legs, and we decided in 2024 to take it on a visual path as well by going down the YouTube path, which is pretty cool. Got some decent numbers. I'm pretty impressed. But you thought it might be nice to spotlight or highlight a region or an area or a city or something of some listeners, but you kind of had a neat twist on it. Would you mind kind of giving us?
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to look at where are people listening. So where are some of our listeners listening to our show from or watching from our show from? So what I'm going to do is we did this episode or two ago, but what we're going to do now is we're going to like kind of bump it up a little bit. I'm going to give you 2, 3, 4 facts about a town, city, a village, a community, a city, whatever the case might be, of where somebody's listening at. And then on the next episode, I'm going to tell you where it is. And this will give you the opportunity, Adam, the opportunity to try to figure out where it is.
Okay.
Okay, you understand?
Winterset, Iowa.
No, I haven't given you any hints or anything.
I know, but you were going with the John Wayne cyclist. I figured that's where you were going.
To date, we have not had anybody listen in from Winterset, Iowa.
What?
So I know we talk about them all the time. There needs to be, that's nobody from Winterset, Iowa. The thing I'm still disappointed about, apparently no one in the state of Wyoming listens to podcasts or cycles.
Well, that's because they're driving so fast.
What do you mean driving so fast?
Isn't Wyoming like wide open and people drive like crazy speed? I've never been there, so
no, it is wide open. I mean, the speed limits are, it's not like there is no speed limit. That used to be Montana, like back in the mid 90s or something. But
gotcha.
No, we've never had a listener from Wyoming. So I guess my challenge is if you know somebody from Wyoming, tell them to listen to our podcast because we've got every other state in the union but Wyoming, and I don't get it. But Wyoming is very wide open. Population is not huge.
I could beat the system. I could use a VPN and just log in from Wyoming.
Cheating. That is cheating.
I won't do that.
Cheating. I've been in Wyoming many times. I was there one night driving to Cody, Wyoming, I think. It was when I was in college. And it was at nighttime. And I kid you not, we went for probably 60, 70 miles driving and did not see another car, did not see animals of any kind. We did not even see any other lights, like from like farmhouses off in the distance or anything. It was just completely dark, us and the stars. And I said to the person I was with at the time, it's like, you know what? This is exactly where people get abducted from like UFOs and things, because no one would have known we were gone.
Just out of curiosity, I obviously know that podcasts weren't there, but what was the main media? Was it tape deck? Was it a cassette?
Yeah, it was cassette
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
those days. Yeah, listen to the cassette, pop it in there, you know.
My I don't know if I've ever said this on the show before. My mother was a special education teacher for 40 years. God bless her. But she told me her last few years of teaching, she would say, "Oh yeah, do you guys ever heard of an 8-track?" And her students would look at her like she was a zombie, like, "I've never seen an 8-track." And then she would say record, and most of the students hadn't seen that. And then when she would say cassette, some of them would say, "Yeah, we've seen a cassette at home or a tape deck at home." And then just in the end of the year, she would say, "What about a CD or whatever?" But now I think about it, I mean, even me, we've got all these old movies on DVD. I'm like, what do you do with them? I mean, do you save them? Do you just save them for like
I don't
like
know.
a decorative piece? Anyways, I was just interested. I was curious.
Yeah, it was cassettes back in those days. But I mean,
Okay.
it was just the weirdest thing. We drove and drove and didn't see another living soul for I don't know how many miles. It was kind of scary, actually. It was like, wow,
Yeah,
it's
that
like
would be. I
nothing out
mean,
here.
especially when you're talking like breakdowns
Oh yeah,
and
and back that was
stable
before cell
automobiles.
phones. So it's like if we break down here, we're spending the night in this really, really dark
Yeah.
place called Wyoming because there was
Right
nobody
there in the
coming
car you
by.
were in.
Yeah,
Hope you had a blanket. So
yeah. So, but nobody's
okay,
from Wyoming. So
I
I'm
digress.
gonna give you a few facts as we
Okay.
digress here, and maybe you can guess it. Maybe you know something, but this community could be any size. This community was founded in the 1840s.
Annabelle and Holmes.
Southern charm and hospitality. No, that's it was founded in the 1840s.
Okay.
It was the home. It was the home to the county's first cotton gin. Very
Wow.
important back in those days.
Right.
hmm In 1950, they completed a major lake, which is still around today and is like pretty well known. And it was not originally named what it's named today.
Okay.
Basically, what happened is shortly, several years after its founding, circumstances arose, and a gentleman came in and just bought the town and renamed it after himself.
A little presumptuous to name the town after yourself. I mean, I haven't been to Adamstown yet, but
Well, you buy it, you can name it whatever you want to. Remember Brazelton?
yes, yes,
Dirt
that old Ford.
farmer, married the wealthy girl, got the town named after him. Hey,
Marry up, baby. Marry up. That's the
that's
idea.
right. That's right. So there's some interesting facts about where people are listening from.
I honestly don't have a guess. I mean,
Well, I've given you some interesting facts, some interesting details that you could use to help lower it, limit, shrink it down, your choices. Clearly,
I'm going to Google.
but what have I already told you here? You got to play a little Sherlock Holmes. I've already told you that we have no listeners in Wyoming.
Ooh, is
Not
that
in
a
this,
hint?
not in Wyoming. Well, yeah, if we've got no listeners there, so it's not in Wyoming. It's near a lake that is still relevant today. Founded in the 1840s.
Okay.
I don't really think the cotton gin thing is going to help you out much. Well, actually, it does.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. Where did they have cotton gins at?
In the
Tell you
South.
what, they didn't have any cotton gins in Michigan.
So we could run them in January and February.
Yeah. So right there, I've given you some information that could help limit it somewhat. I mean, it doesn't like tell you exactly where, but got to be someplace producing cotton. It's not
I'm going.
Wyoming.
I'm going to the original AI.
Well, I tell you what. Next time, we'll see if you can come up with that town.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll look into it. See, I think those who are listening probably think I know. I really don't. So you've decided to keep them from me as well and let me play along. So
it's more fun that way to tease him along. So
fair enough. Okay, so then your idea, of course, you and I've discussed it, but the idea is at the beginning of the next show, we will announce or give some more facts and figures on this location.
Yeah, we'll highlight this town.
Okay.
Let you know what the town is, highlight it a little bit, and give you guys some idea of where people are listening from.
And then at the end of the next show, you'll have another one.
I'll have another one. And you never know. It might be the town you're listening from right now. You never know.
It could be.
So if you right now are listening or watching this from the town who had the county's first cotton gin back in the 1850s, might be talking about you.
I can already hear the fingers typing on keyboards of people trying to search for it. Yep. They're on the treadmill at the gym listening to us, and they're like, I'm stopping my workout right now to search.
Well, you notice that I didn't give you anything that was going to be easily Googled.
This is
you
true.
Notice that.
I did.
I didn't give you populations. I didn't give you... I gave you very vague type hints. Enough that if you did enough research, you could probably figure it out, but it's not something where you can just go, oh, well, boom, here's your answer. I have to keep you guessing a little bit.
All right. I like it. I'll keep.
Don't say you appreciate it. You don't appreciate it. You're like, why are you making this hard?
I don't know why you're saying that. I mean, you're the history guy. I am the get there faster, sooner, easier, more, better.
Clearly is not the English guy either. More, better.
That's right. More, better is the incorrect. So, well, listen. I mean, I've come a long way from the old ways of spelling that THT.
THT.
All right. Well, that's good. We will we'll do that. So, little recap. Michael won on the Taylor Swift bet, which gave you $0.0. I won on the FanDuel bet. Thank you, FanDuel. $3.50. We have 5.
Nice way to do that. Yeah. He won, but he got nothing. I won. Yeah, fine.
Hey, listen, we didn't make a
wagon.
But you hit it right on the money, which you should be betting somewhere, somehow.
I should. Wonder what the odds were at Vegas on that. So,
FanDuel didn't have that, but a couple of my coworkers today said that they did have other platforms that had bets on how many times you'd see Taylor Swift, which we weren't really trying to copy. It was just kind of like this idea we had when we were doing some show prep. So,
chatting about it.
We now have 500 Facebook followers, so thank you to our Facebook followers. If you know somebody who likes cycling and who likes podcasts or YouTube channels, and they do not follow us yet, tell them about us, please.
TikTok.
Or TikTok.
We can use a few more people, especially young ladies, on our cycling men/women of leisure team going to
Big Bragg,
Bike Across Georgia.
Check out the website, brag.org, brag.org. We did announce that we're going to Shoreline, do the rideshoreline.org.
It's in northern Michigan.
Northern Michigan. Would you like me to show my hand? This way, right here.
Yes, thank you.
Well, listen, you guys teased me.
Actually, you went the wrong way, but that's okay.
This way.
But you went the other way last time.
I was
opposite. Yeah.
I was looking at it. So.
Oh, okay.
God, man. Hard room here. Hard room. You're going to use a folding bike helmet and not put a brim on it. I'm going to get some new pedals. You're riding with John Wayne. Pilgrim. Hurry up and get down the road. I'm going with Morgan Freeman, and I'm not even trying.
Yeah, who can do that voice?
Andy Dufresne. I'm just
Andy
kidding.
Dufresne.
I hope I see my friend again. There we go. And we spotlighted and highlighted an area, and man, there's all kinds of stuff in the show. So
We did. And
yes,
next show,
yes,
we've got some interesting topics to talk about next show too. So
we do.
I'm just, throwing it out there that I think we got some decent stuff lined up for next show.
We do. So I'm excited. I appreciate you being here, and until next time, my friend. But recently what it was in Michigan, which is pretty rare in February.
What's
it
that?
was a great day for a bike ride.
Indeed.
Have a good night.
Hey, you too.